The Backrooms, an eerie liminal space of often yellow, poorly lit rooms. You can smell the damp, musty carpets, maddened by the monotonous wallpaper and quiet buzzing of the fluorescent lights. It's been said that you can clip out of reality and find yourself in this moist, smelling limbo, unsure how to return, or if you're alone. The Backrooms have been explored in various mediums, including short stories, fan films, and video games. Now it's officially coming to the silver screen, with distributor A24 greenlighting their movie on the viral phenomenon. To stay up to date, leave a like and join me as we explore everything we know so far about the Backrooms movie.
You're watching Matthew Rogers.
From its early days starting out as a 2019 post on 4chan, the concept quickly evolved into a collaborative horror mythos, with users expanding it into a maze of eerie levels, strange entities, and survival rules. It gained the most popularity as a form of liminal horror, evoking unease through familiar yet distorted environments. In 2022, the Backrooms went mainstream thanks to Kane Pixels' viral YouTube series, which used found footage storytelling to deepen the lore and atmosphere. For me, the craziest part of this A24 announcement is that Kane Pixels, whose real name is Kane Parsons, will be the director of this feature film, and is now officially the youngest director ever for an A24 film. This news is so refreshing, knowing that they're hiring someone with an obvious passion for the project, rather than phoning in filmmakers that have never even heard of or at least are not familiar with the concept. I'm looking at you, American Horror Story. Quick side note, I have done a video on American Horror Story's adaptation of this concept, and that was everything fans didn't want it to be. Uncooked storylines, unexplained entities, and worst of all, no eeriness or feeling of truly liminal space, which is arguably the entire point. Working with Kane Parsons will be Robert Patino penning the script, who is best known for writing Zero Day, DMZ, Westworld, and Sons of Anarchy. Horror icon James Wan is set to produce from Atomic Monster. James Wan has lost me in recent years with the Aquaman movies, but anything he touches in the horror space is always worth paying attention to. Production company 21 Laps will also be involved. So far, there are only 2 cast members signed onto the project, officially anyway, albeit quite reputable actors: Renate Reinsve and Chiwetel Ejiofor. Kristen Milioti is also rumoured to join the cast and is currently credited on IMDb. Reinsve you may know from recent projects such as A Different Man and The Worst Person in the World. Ejiofor is known for countless projects, recently known for his role in the MCU, but knowing him just for that role is an insult to his prolific filmography. Milioti is potentially the one I'm most excited for though. Her roles in the Fargo series, Black Mirror, and of course The Penguin has turned me into a big fan, and I'd be excited to see her in a scene-stealing character role here also. But what do we want to see from a project like this? For me, projects created in this space are all about atmosphere. First and foremost, that liminal feeling, that you're somewhere familiar yet there's no one there. You're in between the world we know and the world we don't. The music. Let's get a composer with a distractingly haunting sound like Christabel Tapia de Veer, who may be available considering his departure from the White Lotus. And to lay on the atmosphere even thicker, let's film it in VHS quality, 4:3 aspect ratio. All this and some great sound design, I wouldn't even need the storyline to be that complicated. In fact, it probably shouldn't be. The less we know about these rooms, the better. Another question is whether or not it's going to be a found footage film. Regardless, I feel they're going to go with the idea that there are entities in the rooms with the protagonists, which is fine. American Horror Story did that and implied the creatures represented the unresolved guilt of the main character, however, not that that was ever confirmed or explained, nor would it have saved the episode on any level. But I would argue there doesn't need to be anything hiding in the shadows behind the yellow walls for this to be an effective horror. The last thing we need is for another movie full of cheap jump scares and being chased by a surreal creature from a Reddit creepypasta. But if they do something like they did with Jaws, where we know there's something there without seeing it almost the entire runtime of the movie, I think there's an argument that could be made there. What do you think? Filming begins in summer in the US for a 2026 or 27 release date, and I'll be covering more details as they're announced, so stay tuned for more. If you're interested in the Backrooms and looking for something to watch, I do have a couple of recommendations. If atmosphere and aesthetics is what you're after, Skinamarink is a liminal nightmare. Two children wake up in the middle of the night to realise all of their windows and doors are gone, as well as their father. It's very much experimental horror, but feels exactly like the Backrooms in tone. For something a bit less art house and a bit more suburban existential nightmare, try Vivarium with Jesse Eisenberg and Imogen Poots, playing a young couple whose real estate agent traps them in an infinite suburbia with a child of questionable origins. You can keep up with what I'm watching by following me on TikTok, Twitter, and Letterboxd, which are all linked in the description. But for now, this is Matt Rogers, and that is all.